I can't believe this movie actually worked. Welcome to the Trevor Meyer Show. I'm Trevor Meyer, and today we're going to talk about Toy Story 4. What are the odds of this happening? When they made Toy Story 3, I got to the end of that one and I said, do not make another Toy Story movie. I swear to God, this was the perfect ending. It had a perfect arc, and I did not want to see another Toy Story movie. It was a 1,000,000 to 1 shot that you were able to create one of the best trilogies of all time from these CGI toys. Quit while you're ahead. Do not ruin this for me. If you were going to bring this franchise back, it had to be something really special. Then I saw the trailers, and I was like, Forky? Really? You brought back Toy Story for this. This movie's going to be horrible. I saw it, and it's fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. It's laugh out loud funny, great characters, great plotting, really fast paced. Some of the highlights of this movie: Key and Peele as Bunny and Ducky, Keanu Reeves as Duke Kaboom, and it was smart. It was really smart of them to not go sappy and sentimental with this, because I think they knew they were never going to top Toy Story 3 when it came to emotion. And same with Toy Story 2. They didn't go for the sappy. They didn't go for the sentimental. In fact, they did a parody of the Jessie When Somebody Loved Me scene from Toy Story 2. They have Duke Kaboom, and it's like 30 seconds long. He has a flashback to his own traumatic experience where his kid, who opened him up on Christmas or his birthday, I think it was Christmas, Rachon, and he really plays up the name Rachon because he's Canadian, and they show in the background on the TV, the commercial shows that Duke Kaboom goes up the ramp and jumps through a hoop with little fake fire on it. And in real life, Duke Kaboom goes up the ramp and he falls right off the end. He doesn't make the jump. And that's it. That's the whole flashback. And it's narrated by Keanu Reeves. It's hilarious. It's like Duke Kaboom, he goes up the ramp, he falls off the edge, and Rachon gives him away because he can't do what he did in the commercial. And Duke Kaboom is like, it's not supposed to be real life, it's a commercial. The whole thing is just a parody of the whole, is it Emily from Toy Story 2? Jessie's kid and her tragic backstory. And, there's this part at the end where Duke Kaboom has to make the big, huge leap to save the day. And he's like, for Rachon, and it's a hilarious movie. I love this movie. It's so great. If I have one minor criticism, it's that the villain is not that villainous. The villain is not that big of a threat. But she makes up for it by having these really terrifying ventriloquist dummies as her henchmen. Like, there's 4 ventriloquist dummies as her henchmen, so that helps. But in the end, the villain is not really that bad, and really all she wants is one simple thing from Woody, and Woody's really just being the selfish one by not giving it to her. So in the end, he realizes that, and he gives her the thing that she wants. And then they become friends, so she's not really a villain, but I don't think this movie needed a villain. So that, like I said, minor criticism. But you got all your characters back, and yes, a lot of the other toys, the minor characters, don't have a lot of dialogue. Even Buzz Lightyear doesn't have much to do in this movie, and I was worried that it was going to be the same kind of plot all over again, where they're trapped in an antique store, because the whole plot is that they're at this RV park, which is basically a carnival, but nearby there's an antique store. And I thought, great, they're going to get stuck in this antique store. It's going to be another escape plan, like Sid's room from the first one, or the Chicken Man's apartment from the second one, or Sunnyside Daycare from the third one. Oh, it's going to be another escape movie. But they don't do that. They go into the antique shop, they leave the antique shop, they go back into the antique shop, they leave the antique shop. So it's not an escape plan type movie again. They're really kind of exploring the whole park, the whole carnival. And they deal with some pretty interesting subjects, like at what point do the toys come alive? They don't really answer that question. In fact, that line from the trailer where Forky says, "Woody, why am I alive?" I don't think that's in the movie because I was listening for it, and I don't think Forky asked that question. I think maybe a different character later on asked that question, but I didn't hear that from Forky. And they don't answer that question, like why is he alive? I suspect it has something to do with being loved by a human. I would say a kid, but that doesn't really track with the whole Stinky Pete character from Toy Story 2, who was never loved by a kid, but arguably loved by the Chicken Man? I don't know. So, but it does raise those questions, like at what point does a toy come to life? And, they start taking the toys apart in interesting ways, like, taking out Woody's voice box, in his pull string, or taking off Bo Peep's arm, and it makes you wonder, like, what are these toys made of? And Forky, he's like falling apart all over the place, and it's like, what exactly gives these toys life? And it seems to be the love of a human owner of some sort. And I'm gonna spoil Avengers Endgame a little bit here too. So if you don't want any spoilers from Avengers Endgame, just jump ahead a few minutes, I guess. But they give Woody an endgame. They give him a Captain America style endgame, to the point where I'm wondering if this is the real world intruding on this situation. Where I'm like, wait, is this Tom Hanks saying goodbye to the character? Is he not coming back? And it's a really surprising ending, honestly. It's Woody decides not to go back home to Bonnie. He does not go back with Buzz and Jesse and Mr. Potato Head and Rex. He does not go back home again. He decides to be a lost toy and live happily ever after with Bo Peep and the rest of the carnival toys at the RV park. And I'm like, wow, I did not see that coming. That's a gutsy ending right there. It's one of the best movies I've seen this year so far, and it's not the worst Toy Story movie, I'll tell you. And I like all of them, but blasphemy. In my opinion, I like it better than Toy Story 2 and 3. The only one it's competing with in my mind is the first Toy Story. And I tell you right now, like, if I have a choice right now, today, to watch the first Toy Story or Toy Story 4, I'm going to watch Toy Story 4 again. Now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, that might change. But this is a really good movie. Really good movie. And not even like a kid's movie. Like, kids would probably enjoy it. But as an adult, it's an amazing movie. Like I said, minor criticisms about the villain, but you didn't need a villain in this movie. I give it a 5 out of 5. I think it's fantastic. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button down there. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, go ahead and share it with some more people, because I have 95 subscribers last time I checked at the time of this recording. I only need 5 more to get to 100. 5 more, all right? So help me out here. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And if you already have, thank you.